is it this time? Wait. Astrogator, can you explain to me what I'm hearing right now?
This is a recording from the rover. The Alliance has apparently broken the encryption of our radio channel.
Oh, bollocks. So what do we do?
We need to change the frequency and encryption key.
What's the point? As soon as you give me a new channel, they will overhear us and change it as well.
Just look at the probe's brain.
Luna? What's with...
All you have to do is watch it closely. I'm switching now. Waiting for you to join.
Oh, I see. The new frequency is... Oh, there's only static on this channel. And again... Okay, the channel is active. Now the encryption key. The first 3 digits of the cipher are... The next is...
Yasna?
I'm here.
Well done. That should buy us some time.
Okay.
So, how should we continue?
Don't you need more time to rest?
I do. But there's no way I'm going to sleep now. Besides, nothing's stopping me anymore. The storm has subsided.
All right. Let's not risk evacuating directly from the city. Should be safer outside its perimeter. I took the liberty of looking through the photos of the nearby area. Everything north and east of your location looks relatively safe. All you have to do is move away from this cluster of metal.
So, should I go back to the ship?
That's an odd question. Of course you should come back. Now even more than ever. Very concerned for your safety, Doctor.
No need to be. I'm fine.
Oh, fade to black. I noticed they do the trick of she closes her eyes or it's a fade to black to move it forward, that's completely fine.
Astrogator, I think I've gone far enough. There is a vast open area in front of me. Astrogator? The city is no longer visible. We need to decide what to do next. Dragonfly, over? Are you there?
Yes, please excuse me. I was in the infirmary. Is the coast clear?
Yep, all clear.
Good. Give me a moment. I'm looking at the satellite images.
Have you examined Merritt's body yet?
I wired her brain to a grave tapper, if that's what you're asking.
Yes, that's what I meant. Have you watched the memory recording?
Yes, but they didn't say anything because the picture is ambiguous. To put it mildly, a lot of black dots. The graininess of the image is extremely bad. All right, I've got it. Sector AZ-25... Let's say AZ-2504. Please check if it's fit to land.
It looks good. Clear opening, flat terrain.
Excellent. Please go there while I prepare the lander. I'll just pack Artie inside.
So that's it. You're taking me to the Dragonfly. We're flying away from here for good.
We have no other choice, Doctor. At this stage of the mission, we can only minimize losses. You understand that, don't you? Yasna?
I wasn't keen on this mission from the start. We were supposed to return a long time ago. And that's what I want. I want all of us to return home, dead or alive.
Please remember, we have just one lander left. As a commander, I must first ensure your safe return. Only then I'll send Artie with other tasks.
I know we're not done because in the demo there was a whole section that we experienced that was terrifying. Oh, I can. Doesn't let me like do a separate save, so.
I won't need the lander, Astrogator.
What do you mean?
You know very well what I mean, sir. I'm not coming back.
Yasna, this is sheer madness. You're heading straight to the enemy base.
This is the only way I can find out what's going on here. What happened to our people? I have several hours of travel ahead of me.
You can still turn back.
No. And if you try to convince me otherwise, I'll just turn the radio off.
Fine. I'll stop insisting. Please just understand the position you put me in. As a commander, now I have to decide whether to risk detection by the Alliance. Because by putting yourself in their hands, you're risking not only your own life, but also the rest of the crew's.
I'll understand if you find it necessary to leave. I would do it if I were you.
Well, then you're lucky I'm me. Please don't turn off your radio. I'm not going anywhere. We're approaching their coordinates. Yasna,
Yes?
I understand that no matter what I say won't change your mind. But please be careful. First, observe them from a distance, and only then take action.
I will be cautious. Like always. Just because I'm acting against your orders doesn't mean I intend to be foolish, sir.
It's comforting in its own way that even in an act of insubordination you want to remain professional. I'll let you know when you cross their perimeter. Once you've crossed, hide the rover. Behind a bend, or under a ledge. Telemetry observation will be vital. Once we know the camp's weaponry situation, we'll decide what to do next.
Copy that. What was that?
I've set up a warning signal. Now you're near enough that they can see the rover.
Are you gonna get out of the vehicle, lady?
Some object is flying over their base.
Can you tell me more?
The base is in front of me.
Already? Yasna, I'm not kidding. If you don't stop, I'll do it for you.
Okay. I just don't know how, dude. She's not getting out. Oh. There she goes. Okay.
For me? I wonder how... But have it your way, sir. It's a field base. Multi-module. For about several dozen people. Rather well equipped. There's lots of transporters here.
I'm not surprised. Missions with a large crew, transport modules were an integral part of the field camp.
Remind me, how many crew members were they supposed to send on the Invincible?
Over 100.
Great. They have a second antimat. As if the first one wasn't enough.
Is it active?
Probably not, but Proton alone knows.
What about people? Can you see anyone?
Not yet. Maybe they're hiding in modules.
Most of them for sure, but I'd be surprised if they didn't assign anyone to guard duty.
I see someone.
Just one?
For now, yes.
Is that all?
I think so.
Then please keep going. You can assume that their equipment has already detected your presence. Or it will soon enough. There's no point in further postponing the inevitable.
Still, I'm glad that I stopped. I feel better knowing that there's no heavily armed military waiting for me there.
Me too, Doctor. Me too.
Okay. Thought this was gonna be what we saw in the demo, but it's not. They've been here for a while, not just 14 days.
We'll most likely lose contact soon. So let me be clear. Your situation is highly precarious. You cannot trust the Alliance or expect them to be willing to help. If things don't go our way, I'll do everything in my power to negotiate your safe return to the Commonwealth. Worst case scenario, we'll opt for a prisoner exchange. Until then, please cooperate with them. And during the interrogation, don't resist. Astrobiologists generally do not possess information that's sensitive to the Commonwealth. At worst, you'll give away the details of our last mission. Of course, it'd be better if that didn't happen. But I know their methods of interrogation, and in all fairness, they're very effective.
Astrogator, I believe in the face of a common threat, we'll find a common language, and we can simply cooperate, pushing political animosities aside.
I hope you're right, Doctor. But even if we disregard decades of mutual enmity, we must keep in mind human nature. Homo homini lupus. Just because you want to talk to them doesn't mean they'll listen. I'd rather expect they'll be asking the questions and you'll be answering them.
Since we have no idea what's going to happen, I want you to know that you were always a fair commander, even if you were quite strict. I guess what I'm trying to say is...
Please, stop, Doctor. You can tell me when you get back, in person. Understood?
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure where we're going exactly, but it's fun either way. Oh, okay.
I have a feeling we're in the dark. We have to find a way.
Agreed. You should move on.
That's not quite what I meant. But yeah, I probably should. Access to the base is protected by a force field.
If these are Dirac emitters, and I'm sure they are, nothing will get through. Is there an opening from the other side?
I'll see.
The slowness in which she moves does get to me a little bit. Why she gotta be so slow? Why does the sprint gotta be so short? Granted, the immersion of it all makes sense as to why, but still.
When you admire a beautiful view, an hour seems like a minute. But a minute on a hot stove will seem longer than an hour.
Does Regis III feel like a hot stove?
Sometimes.
Walking through the water.
I heard that the difference between past, present, and future is nothing but a persistent illusion.
That's a quote, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure why it came to mind.
We saw this, the force field thing in the demo, but it looks completely different as far as its location and what was going on.
How odd.
What?
There's no one here. Nobody.
Impossible. Even if there aren't many of them in the camp, someone would have noticed you.
I'm going. What have I got to lose anyway?
Your life, Doctor.
I'm going in. Clear. For now. I can't hear anyone either.
Dying of the Sun, to editor so-and-so, responsible for the scandalous article tarnishing my good name and diminishing my science achievements. I politely ask for a rectification of the article Dying of the Sun, a scientist's threats, on pages 9 and 10, from the 5th issue of the science periodical Young Astrophysicist, published in the current year. In the text appear not only fundamental mistakes of scientific nature, but also inappropriate quotations of my hypothesis, delivered at the Lost Congress. I enclose a correction. According to I remind the authorship, Dr. Boza, not Baza, research conducted during cosmic voyages, I acknowledge that the time of the hydrogen burning out in stars depends on their mass, but this phenomenon applies to all stars, and ours, however we would try to enchant the laws of physics, isn't located, and nothing implies that it would be located, outside the phenomenon's range. What is my hypothesis, then? In the future, all hydrogen fuel in the sun's core will burn out. A sphere of hydronic fusion will expand until a temperature drops below 10 million Fahrenheit. The core itself will shrink, and ashes from the hydrogenic fire will serve as fuel, allowing a second round of fusion reactions to begin. It will lengthen the life of the aging sun by a few hundred millions of years. However, it is certain that the sun will turn from a yellow dwarf into a red giant star. A gravitational pull toward Venus and Earth will decrease. Thus, the mentioned celestial bodies will come to distancing themselves from the star, and as a result, they will be somewhat rescued. By the mighty red sun will yet be able to consume Mercury before dying. I guarantee, based on my research, that the statement voiced by me and the sun living as a main sequence star for 10 billion years, that is, its existence between 5 billion years ago, and it will shine for over 5 billion more, is true. However, it is not as we read in the opinion of so-and-so editor, threat based on labial hypothesis, baloney, and a pipe dream of a renown-seeking doctor of astrophysics sciences, disturbing an emotional well-being of human species. Evanescence is a process touching everything and every being in the universe. It also touches, transfixed in the success aura of their unrefined writing and popularity, editors of science periodicals. My respects. Postscriptum, a lack of reprint with the correction and submission of apologies will force me, with a purpose, to protect science and my person, and to take legal action. He was man. He big man. A black hole, the summary of quarterly research, empiric research and simulations conducted throughout the last quarter led our team to the following conclusions. Every kind of matter may become a black hole. A black hole may trap light using the force of gravity. We accede to the thesis that the existence of an object, such as a black hole, is a consequence of the general theory of relativity. A black hole may absorb a star, even the size of the sun. The star's consumption, or in other words, the star's dematerialization, is accompanied by the flash of matter coming from the inside of a black hole. The scope and intensified verification, the object of our intensified research throughout the next years, will be a singularity, a small point of a huge mass present inside of every black hole. In our team's opinion, it's a place where every law of physics is being broken. Somebody's better must be real quick.
I'm at the central module, in the headquarters.
You walked in, just like that.
Yeah, the doors were open.
Unbelievable, just unbelievable.
I have a record of their mission. Each step, location, units, including dates.
I'm all ears.
Day 0, landing place. Their main ship's in sector AQ-28.
The Invincible? What? They didn't move it?
Seems so.
I'll try to track it down. Please tell me what else is in there.
Before setting up this base, they were stationed not far from here, but seemed very determined to reach this area. They dug a vast system of tunnels.
When did they finally get here?
On the 15th day of the mission. They conducted research and during excavations found, you won't guess, metal structures.
So we had no chance to outrun them.
Yeah. And they were already at an advanced stage of works when we were still in orbit. In the end, they sent a convoy to a neighboring sector.
So that was their last move?
Well, there's no information about their return. And maybe I'll find them there.
Highly probable. Do you know what the current day of their mission is?
They left on the 25th day. That's all I know. Well, I can't back out now. I have to follow them.
Well, it's your decision. Although I admit I'm also starting to wonder what you'll find.
People, Astrogator. They must be somewhere.
I'm sending a satellite. Soon I'll have an image of the area where the ship landed. We'll see if the Invincible's still there.
I'll continue to search their base. On the 24th day, they sent a convoy north to the sector. Oh, to the sector where I found Gorski.
You suspect they went after him, having detected his signal?
Oh, surely they could detect him. They could have detected all of us. But would they really do something about it?
Well, for some reason they left their base. I'm assuming that has something to do with it.
Or if they had something to hide, that might explain their urgency. Ditching all that equipment. Like us, they became interested in the ocean. They got there on the 7th day.
Quite late.
Guess they weren't in a hurry.
You keep grabbing this like you want me to grab it. You're not doing anything with it. All right. Open that minute.
Yasna, focus. What now?
Oh, I was mostly done with her here anyway. Okay. To those stairs. I got turned around. Oh, Oreo.
Moving on. It's still quiet. It's eerie.
Let's flip random levers. I'm sure it's fine.
Force field's down. I opened the passage. We can follow the convoy route now.
When you're ready, Doctor.
I'm at the control station.
1 more minute, and our satellite will be over their ship.
Several units can be controlled from here. I wonder which.
Oh, we're lucky. Clouds are low. Unfortunately, their ship's not here. Neither there or...
Are you still looking?
Not here either. Ah, bingo.
Yes?
Found it. They're still on the planet. Didn't fly away.
Good to know. Ah, damn. One's unavailable.
Probably out of reach. Or they took it.
One is a flying unit. Some sort of probe.
Flying over the base.
Correct.
Can you extract data from it?
Sure. Never too much data. Especially in the current situation. I just need to find a place to land it. I landed the probe. Gonna check it in a spare moment.
Okay, which direction do I want to go? This way, I guess. I don't know. Keep fumbling.
Entering the next module. I guess it's a biolab. The scientists excavated some animal remains and reconstructed their hypothetical appearance. I found similar remains underground, right after finding Gulski. I wasn't sure if it was my imagination or not. Now there's no doubt. So long ago, reptilian organisms roamed the surface of Regis III. They had the opportunity to study organisms preserved in the ocean. Oh, they've discovered...
Let me guess. Fishes similar to those on Earth.
Yeah, very similar. It started rotting.
It?
The fish.
In a bacteria-free environment? How so?
All living organisms serve as breeding grounds for bacteria. And there were both fish and humans in here. Apart from one, I've never seen anything like this. They discovered a new organ. Even managed to run some tests already. According to their conclusions,
Yes?
it detects electromagnetic waves. In order to develop such an organ, they must have had a strong external stimulus. They detect the waves to survive. I could spend all day here if I could.
I'm not surprised, Doctor.
The Organ X. Interesting. Pick up electromagnetic waves. Check to change. It has yet to be discovered. Not quite sure why I picked up the fish.
No longer alive.
Nothing else here. Oh, alright. That takes me outside.
Still, nothing. It looks like a geology lab. The range of their ground measurements covers a much wider area. To my eye, it seems they use advanced sonar. What they dug up here stretches for tens of kilometers.
What do you mean? What's in the ground, Doctor?
Metal deposits. Those structures, we still don't know where they came from. In such a peculiar form. They conducted a soil survey 500 meters deep.
Oh, that's a big piece of history, so to speak. What did they find?
Unbelievable. Not only do we know nothing about their origin, but the arrangement of these deposits is sort of puzzling. A ring system with a distinct center. This base stands on the outer ring. The center of it is in... under the city. Huh. The one I escaped from.
So their presence there had nothing to do with us?
Looks like it.
Did they determine the entity's function? Origin? Anything?
Well, it's hard to say. There's nothing here about it. Millions of years ago, life was abundant on the planet.
That would match our assumptions.
Yeah. Sub-Delta 92 class planets have very favorable conditions for the development of a biosphere.
So what happened? Did they draw any conclusions?
According to them, the extinction of life was caused by a supernova explosion.
But ground activity does not indicate...
It happened long ago. Longer than we anticipated. They've dated this event to 10 million years ago.
Only this one? The supposed end of Lyran's civilization?
Well, that's never been proven. There was practically no trace of them.
All right. What happened after?
Life was slowly recovering, but never returned to the pre-supernova peak.
Not enough time?
No. At first, it developed quickly, but then slowed down and declined.
Because another disaster?
Astrogator, the change in the biosphere development curve coincides with the occurrence of ferruginous clays.
This whole metal contraption, do I understand correctly?
Yes. I don't know what that has to do with it, though. Metals are really not that dangerous. The radioactive deposits marked here are not a definitive obstacle for life either. The biosphere has the ability to perfectly adapt, develop defense mechanisms, and fight back effectively.
Well, unless the planet is hit by a supernova wave.
Yes. Such sudden events leave no time for adaptation. Even if we assume that these metals were lethal to organic life, that extinction shouldn't last forever. And yet, life never again developed beyond the waters.
Does this mean another Dominator has appeared on the land? Or one that leaves no trace behind?
Therein lies the rub. The Alliance have conducted a great deal of research. That they haven't found a logical explanation for this phenomenon is, to put it mildly, disturbing. Clearly, we're dealing with something beyond our comprehension. And I mean human comprehension in general.
For the new adventure bumper sticker. Guess you needed one.
One of these diagrams shows a geological cross-section. As suspected, it's all metal below the surface, of relatively thin layers of rock. But compared to the rest of the continent, the deposits in this region are significantly younger.
Okay, outside. Is that it? Am I done? Is that not the drone you wanted me to look at? No? I'm so confused.
I
Okay.
should move. Oh, there's no time. The silhouette I saw.
Yes?
It's just a robot.
Calm down. There's a probe you had me set down to look at. But then we actually never really looked at it, did we?
I'm still here, if you're wondering, sir. It all just takes longer than expected.
I know the situation. No need to explain yourself, Doctor. We're in this together.
Where's that probe you had me set down? I thought it was the one that was over here. But no? When she breathes like that, it makes me want to breathe like that. Not that one. Not that one.
Status?
Nothing's changed, Astrogator.
Understood. Yasna? Everything's all right?
Yes, yes. I just need a moment to think.
As soon as you find something,
I'll report it. No worries, sir.
Nothing there.
I'm leaving the base. Going after the convoy. Down you go, oh bright sun. Time to let the night in. For my legs are heavy. The field is not inviting. too heavy. Hands become too weary. Down you go, oh bright sun. The night is not that scary. Hide behind the dark woods while we're running barefoot.
Okay, I'm going to take this path and meet up with it sideways.
I've driven into a side location. They were very active here too. Obtaining research material from the walls surrounding the valley. Cutting out blocks of rock.
Were they performing geological research?
Not necessarily. In these blocks, there are inorganic objects. Solid, metal, sharp-edged lumps. Huh? Where have you gone, buddy? Astrogator, one of the robots moved away from the perimeter. It stands all by itself, on a distant hill. It's active, I guess. Doesn't it know how to get back?
Do you think it's worth investigating?
I guess everything's worth investigating now.
Know if I'm done in a position. When do you think I would open these to see? To investigate? Maybe not.
This mission drags on so much. Sometimes I think you're gonna take off without me, sir.
Don't count on it, Doctor. I'm not going anywhere.
The game is a little afraid of silence. The quiet is not a bad thing. Alright.
Danger. Attention. Help needed.
It's broadcasting a message. One of their people is in trouble.
Sounds suspicious. Did they go away and leave someone behind? Doesn't add up.
Robot, do you understand me? He's not responding.
The robots are called Arctans.
Ah. Arctan, I'm giving you instructions. Oh. Seems to have a different activation command than ours. Arctan, do you copy?
I confirm. Over.
Oh, you can talk to them after all. Arctan, lead to the human in danger. It worked. The robot moved.
That he was gonna tease Stance there for a second when he turned around. Dude moves pretty fast. Left our robot gal in the back and the other rover, and that makes me a little sad. I wonder if I have the ability to take her. I didn't see any prompts. Heck, I didn't even see the prompt to get out of the vehicle.
My legs feel really heavy.
Give yourself a moment to rest, Doctor.
I'm at the spot. I found his journal.
Anything of importance in there?
Let's find out.
Today, the command woke us up and called us for an off-schedule rally. For most of the astrogator's speech, I did my best not to lose attention. I took note of the change of plans, that is, landing on some Ravis or Rajas. Anyway, what do I have to say? I'll be home later than summer. Or later than sooner, and that's that. Well, but then, when the command explained something else, my stomach twisted and I started thinking only about breakfast. Eggs with bacon. Not a kingdom, but an entire star constellation for eggs and bacon. I get it. I remember Regis III, bloated like a helium balloon, the chamber serviceman, whose name I already forgotten, instructed me between the lines that we were to land on a planet called Regis, precisely Regis III. 4 days before landing, I wanted to take the guys from the control room against the grain, and I brought up the subject of our landing on this Regis. I asked for their opinion, and that's it. I took the rap. I got caught up in the stream of grudges they have against the mechanics, as if we were responsible for every fault in the history of the Condor flights. 3 days before landing, according to the probe data, Regis is mostly wasteland, so I'm not surprised that we have so many volunteers willing to repair the screwed-up tribe. First of all, any job is better than staring at a blind spot. Secondly, when you do something, you at least have the impression of impacting anything. Two days before landing, yeah, no surprise. I didn't get into the noble group of repairs. I don't want to cite the arguments of the command. I know my qualifications, but I'll be doing what I can on Regis III, which is counting the goddamn grains of sand. 1, 2, a million, blah, blah. 2 days before landing, as soon as I return, I report readiness to change the unit. Maybe for something smaller. Never mind. It's already decided. 1 day before landing, they checked that Regis III. It couldn't be a worse place to stop. There's nothing here. Literally, you could drink yourself to death out of boredom. Our people were a little taken aback or even surprised. They were now sitting and talking. Landing day, here we are. The command sent a signal to headquarters, like landing on Regis III completed, a type of sub-Delta 92 desert planet. We are making landfall on the second equatorial procedure. I hope we won't be here for too long. First day on Regis III, scientists say that the composition of the atmosphere here allows you to breathe quite easily. Quite easily without a helmet, but just not for too long, and now our maximum of few. So, exactly how many? If I had performed estimations in my task this way, would have fallen to pieces a long time ago. The third day on Regis III, this repair has been taking them too long. So the scientists started drilling in the ground to examine this and that. After all, no one would forbid us, and a man is able to do a lot for a sense of agency, right? Fifth day on Regis, I overhear two of our guys talking about resource today. One calmed down the other, the one who always spreads panic in the crew. I drew a conclusion for myself from this, and it's quite positive. With our water and food supplies, we certainly won't starve to death here. That means I'm pretty sure I'll be able to leave Regis III before we've used up less than half of the pantry. Another day on Regis III, once there was life, but not anymore. They drilled successfully, they found some remains, probably reptiles whose bones, what a twist of fate, raised many questions for our crew, and apparently there are also strong radiation spots here. Scientists don't know why, so things got tense. Another day on Regis III, why did life die on Regis? The thesis and hypothesis guys usually don't tell us, mechanical guys, much, but we usually ask a little in the name of principle. Not our business. Today, however, we all, as one man, are waiting for the convoy sent in the morning to return with answers. We are waiting. So far, we got nothing. Our biologist also went into this convoy. A very factual and kind man. We call each other by his name. His dog's name is Pegasus, and this man approaches everything, literally everything, with such. I don't know how to say it. Sympathy? Empathy?
That's some personal notes.
Oh, shit. I wanted to
Nothing
read that.
useful to us.
I wanted to read the last thing.
Astrogator, we can't help this man anymore. He died a long time ago. Surprisingly long.
Brenda? Let's storm that way.
One step at a time, Yasna. One step at a time.